Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 707th edition of the Feuerstein's Fire American Soccer Show. I'm your host, Daniel Feuerstein. Get your daily reading from me and other writers over at Beyond the 90, at beyond90.substack.com, and locally of New York Soccer on baddogsports.com. Come on in. The chat room is open on YouTube. You can ask amongst yourselves, talk amongst yourselves if you like. If you have a question for me, I'll try to answer it to the best of my abilities. Please don't forget to subscribe on YouTube for this channel for your daily American soccer content and a lot of fun tonight. Yes, I know it says 706. My error. I goofed. I made a mistake. I should have done better. But it is the 707th edition of the Feuerstein's Fire American Soccer Show. For 4 rounds. Some in 3, rarely a few in 2, are challenging each other to get to the holy grail of American soccer. And that holy grail is the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup proper tournament. They battled, scratched, clawed to fight for those precious 16 spots to enter round 1 proper. These teams across our nation, within the 4 regions of the Northeast, the Central, the Southeast through to the Southwest, and the Pacific and the West, going to play either their second attempt, their third attempt, their 5th attempt, their 10th attempt, but for a few, this could be their very first time qualifying for the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. And now they're going to have an opportunity, not only to be seen by locals, to be seen by the country, either through YouTube or CBS Sports. We here at the Feuerstein's Fire American Soccer Show have always given these amateur clubs their opportunities in the spotlight to talk about themselves, to talk about their run to the Open Cup, to talk about why they want that opportunity to face these clubs, not just in the professional levels, but even against each other in the Open Cup. To fight, scratch, and claw, to hopefully create that cup set that many of us are wanting to see, wanting and hoping to have and to get. And you know what? And also, let me also say this. When I started this show, I made sure that I was going to talk about the Open Cup. And slowly but surely throughout the years, I started to wonder, how do these teams below the professional rankings enter the Open Cup? At the time, I had no idea there were qualification matches, a qualification tournament. And I have tried very hard to follow all these qualifiers as much as I could, whether they were in USL League 2, the NPSL, or these amateur qualifiers. I tried my best to make sure that those clubs get seen and get heard. Now, I don't know what goes on other soccer podcasts covering American soccer, but that's not my concern. My concern is this. Will these amateur clubs that have been fighting to get to this point, the promised land, to get to that first round draw, and then finding out who they'll face, and then moving on toward the first round proper match. Will they host? Will they go on the road? And it's not just the areas that we know so well, like in New York City, like Los Angeles, San Francisco, Boston, Miami, Chicago, anywhere in the state of New Jersey, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Houston, Dallas, Minneapolis, Denver, Salt Lake City, Seattle, Portland. It's not just the big name clubs. It's not just the clubs in the second division. It's not just the clubs in the third division. It is anybody and everybody under the umbrella of U.S. soccer who choose to make their attempt to get to this point of the qualification rounds, barely even qualifying. How about just even entering the Open Cup qualification itself? It is a daunting task. It is a very daunting task to get into this tournament and to survive it. And even though you've reached that final round, you've reached that moment, you're on the verge of qualification, one mistake, one goal that comes out of nowhere can either put you into the celebration mode or will put you into heartache and worry and suffering. And all you can do is say, let's just worry about next year's qualification tournament so we can try this again. And what we have seen in these qualification rounds has been nothing short but excitement and fun. We have seen clubs that we normally know they will qualify for the Open Cup. And then that one moment in that one particular round, they get knocked off. We have seen juggernauts in the amateur division who have been relentless in amateur play regionally, in league play, Open Cup qualification play, and you expect them to go through, you expect them to go forward, and then all of a sudden, one moment, it just doesn't happen. And the light switch comes on. They're not going to make it. They're not going to advance. And when you have these prominent teams like Lansdowne Yonkers, Bavarians out of Milwaukee, Miami United, you also have VE Club, Vereniging Erzgebirge, out of Pennsylvania, Eastern Pennsylvania. When you notice these clubs were thwarted by either an up-and-coming new power or a club that wanted it more than they did, and I'm not saying they didn't want it. I'm not saying they never wanted it more than their opponent. They wanted it. But when they're on the verge of seeing the banner cup set or the words cup set go through their mind in the amateur qualification rounds, my God, it is without a shadow of a doubt the horror that creeps into their heads that they are not advancing to the next round or they were stopped in that final round of qualifying for the Open Cup. And that is why it doesn't matter if it's in the proper tournament or in the qualifying tournament. The sense of a cup set comes in all facets, in all shapes and sizes, no matter what round it's in. When you know when you are the top dog and you get knocked off, it is felt throughout the country. Sure, it's the amateurs. Should we care? Absolutely, you should care. You should care about those clubs who have been one of the best, not only within their region, not only within their state, but within their cities, within their towns, within their suburbs. And when they're on a national level, it gets felt around the country. It gets felt by the people who are dedicated to this tournament, that wants to see everyone do well and wants to see everyone go out there and put on a show. And put on a show they did, those clubs. 2 nights of talking to coaches, players, club owners to talk about their road to the tournament proper of the 2026 Lamar Hunt US Open Cup. And that's why I'm here for this, for them, for you, for all of you that love this tournament, for all of you that want this tournament to be what it should be, what the FA Cup has been in England, what the Coupe de France has been for France, the Copa del Rey in Spain, the Coppa Italia in Italy, all FA Cup tournaments, national cup tournaments, the national championship of the sport in those respective countries. That's why we're here. That's why we're going to talk about it. That's why we're going to love it and enjoy it. And that's why these clubs, they don't play in these major stadiums across the country. If it's in MLS, if it's in the USL Championship League, if it's in USL League One, these clubs, that they find a place to play. They make a deal to use that field by the high school, by the college, by the town government for 90 minutes a season. Every game that's on their schedule, either in league play or being involved in the Open Cup qualification, they get their chance to say, we want to play with the big boys. And when they do, it's all hands on deck. And that's why I give them this opportunity to talk about and let them gush about this wonderful moment that they have qualified for the Lamar Hunt US Open Cup. Great show for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. My first guest all the way over in Long Island, New York. They play over in Central Islip. This is Boris Linares of the New York Renegades. Boris, welcome back to the show, and congratulations. You're going back to the Open Cup proper tournament. It has to feel very rewarding, especially the way you took this qualification route this season and going through a couple of juggernauts in front of you.
Yes. First of all, thank you, and I'm glad to be back. It was a hard road, I would have to say, but I'm so happy for the team that we believed in ourselves, and the team really gathered steam during the U.S. Open run, and we were able to secure our spot. And you mentioned the juggernauts we had to face this time. We had to face American Soccer Club. We had to face the Greek Americans, Lansdowne, and then the final was Zoom Schneider. Um, they were all tough games. They all had a life of its own, and I'm glad that we were able to persevere and overcome and make it, to qualify again. We didn't want to be a one-hit wonder.
No, absolutely not. And not everyone's aware. I mean, I know, I know the five boroughs, Long Island, Westchester County, the north of you. Yeah, we know about New Jersey across the Hudson River, but that's not important right now. Even though I'm not poo-pooing them, they have great clubs there too. But to go through all these clubs that have been around for so long, and some just getting started, like ASC New York, the American Soccer Club New York. These clubs have been around since the beginning of time, since the sport started here, coming over here, coming from Europe, of course. And they have just been tremendously fantastic matches, whether it is through the Cosmopolitan League, now the Eastern Soccer League now. Just amazing matches in league play as well as Open Cup qualification.
Yes, I mean, we know that they are, a tremendous force, and we knew that the tradition they brought to the game. So, but I think like since we come on board, since we joined playing and we started in the UPSL to show ourselves, we had one thing in mind, which was to upend the system and become that power that, like it or not, when you mention the top teams now, you have to mention the New York Renegades. Now they can't say it's a fluke. It's not a fluke. We're here. And like it or not, they're not getting rid of me that easily.
You are not.
And I think we play a beautiful brand of football. We can play to their style. And, the good thing about the team is like we show grit and able to overcome results or even getting cards. This season's been tough for us. So we knew that all these games have prepared us to also make our run in the UPSL now, making it to the Final Four National. We're the first team there. We're waiting. Since we're in the Northeast, we had to get there before the weather turned really bad. So, I mean, that's the way the schedules are. So now we have to just stay active. And the good news is like the team is determined, and hopefully we have a good result in the UPSL as well. And then again, looking forward, we're trying to actually host the game. We're talking to US Soccer and the Lamar Hunt. Our field that we play in is in Central Islip, as you know, in Susa, and they're trying to do everything for us. I'm glad that we have the support, of our sponsors and our venue where we play at Susa. That they're doing everything possible to make sure that we meet the standards in order to host the game there, because that's our home, and our fans would like to see us host the game there.
Yeah, no, so would I. I would love to see you host the game too. I think it's about time U.S. Soccer recognizes that the Renegades are here to stay, and you deserve to at least host in the opening round for the 2026 tournament. Let's go ahead and review your route. One of the rare times whoever's qualified, you didn't have that first round bye, like you said. You took on American Soccer Club New York in the first round. You hosted the match, and you defeated them 2-1. Big win there to start off your qualification campaign, your return to the Open Cup.
Yeah, I mean, we know that they have a lot of things going for them, and we didn't take them lightly at all when we hosted them, because we knew they were coming to also like become Long Island's team. So we take pride in ourselves, and we wanted to show them that we're not ready to leave or just relinquish, but we understand competition is good. It's good for everybody here, especially in New York, to showcase a lot of talent. It's all about the players and and getting them out there to show themselves. And thankfully, it's all going down the way we planned it since we started. To showcase our players, showcase a lot of our players are underprivileged, immigrant from immigrant backgrounds coming here, hardworking, and they want to show what they can do. And nothing is better than showcasing it and have a chance to qualify for, to play against a pro team. And that's the dream, to showcase our players and let them show what they can do, because it's a lot of talent that in U.S. soccer. Me and you have had this discussion before. A lot of talent slips through, and this is one way of getting to show them, for everybody, the pros to see them and say, hey, this is a player I might look at.
Exactly. Second round, like you said, the New York Greek Americans, former U.S. Open Cup champion themselves, at their facility. I believe they play over in Hofstra. A 3-2 away win. That is impressive right there.
Yeah, I mean, especially the season they've been having. They have a tremendous record right now, and I think we're the only team that's been able to beat them this season. I'm sure they want to get back at us for that, but a tremendous team. I got to tell you that was a back and forth game. I think our strategy in that game, because the weather was bad, it was like raining, torrential rain, and it was just going to get worse. So when we won the coin toss and saw that the wind was blowing our way, we immediately said we got to go out there and attack them and try to get the early goals. And thankfully, that's what happened when we jump on top of them and just kept attacking them and get those goals.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Third round, Lansdowne Yonkers. It doesn't matter if they're at home in Tibbetts Park or they're on the road in the five boroughs or even out in Long Island. They're very difficult to play against. And I mean, to have it scheduled and drawn in your place, that was amazing. 5-3 victory at home. And that was another juggernaut in the New York City area where, to me, that was the battle of the suburbs from what I've seen.
Yes, I mean, Westchester, another tremendous team. And they wanted it because I think we eliminated them the year before as well. That particular game was a game of attrition. It was like they kept scoring and we kept on coming back. And, it came a point where I was like, okay, guys, now it's time to just drop the hammer. But I think the difference in that game was our tremendous bench. We have our level wouldn't drop, and I think that started hurting them when we were able to go to our deep bench and bring in players that came in fresh. I think that changed the game. It really did, because I think we hit them with 2 goals in the extra time, and that ended it. But before that, it was just us trying to catch them because they came at us. Credit to them. They executed. They went in. They weren't afraid. They wanted that game badly, and I know it. But thankfully, I think our bench was a little deeper than theirs, and I think that made the difference in that game. But they came and gave a show, and everybody who came out to watch that game said that was a tremendous game.
No, it really was. I was actually watching it on YouTube, and I was like, wow, this has been tremendous to watch all of this happen in front of me. And, that's the problem sometimes. No one wants to pay attention to what goes on below the professional levels. When you watch a match, not just with what you've done, but all the other amateur clubs that they have done, throughout the years, there are entertaining matches down in the amateur levels and even in the UPSL. I mean, they have to put their eyes on you guys to know what the heck is going on and not assume it's a cakewalk, because you're going to get one of those games where the opposition is not going to take you lightly, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's over.
Absolutely. I mean, I felt like we had a bullseye the whole season. And we had some injuries and some, I had personal issue with my father, losing my father this season.
No, I'm
You
so
know,
sorry. I didn't. You lost him. I apologize.
no,
I'm
no,
so.
it's fine. No, it's fine. You know, he loved the team. You know, he was a part of this team, and the team has rallied behind me and my father's legacy. So, this season we're dedicating it to him. But not only that, it's just like, to me, it's always been about the players and showcasing the players. And you're only as good as your players. You know, we try to give them a home, be as happy as possible, and it's just a tremendous group of guys who, this whole season, we've had calls go against us, and that's part of the game, right? So we don't complain. We just put our heads down and try to work our way through. And thankfully, we were able to make our run in the playoffs. And again, I credit the U.S. Open because those games prepare you, right? The grind of those games prepare you for the playoff. Our playoff run, and we've had a spectacular playoff run, and it's been one of those seasons that it's been like magical in a way, getting the group of guys together, and actually playing through adversity. Whereas last season we were good. Last season, don't get me wrong, I just feel like this season has been, you can't keep us down kind of mentality. And I think that has served us well.
No, it really has. And finally, you took the trip to Roosevelt Island. And for some of you not familiar with Roosevelt Island, it is inside the East River between Manhattan and Queens. You faced Schneider FC '09, and it was a 4-2 victory. I mean, they were plucky, Schneider, but that was a hell of a final match. And you guys booked your tickets for the Open Cup for next year.
I mean, the challenge about that field is so compact,
I know.
and it gave them the advantage, which every team wants an advantage when you have it, and I got to shout them out for having a kind of a home field advantage like that, where they're used to it, and they definitely made the game seem a lot faster, but.
Yeah.
We prepared as best we can, but it's so narrow, that field, and it's like crowded. And I think hats off to them. They're tremendous at home. I saw some of their games out of home, and I see why at home they're a tough team to beat. But yeah, we went in there, and credit to them again. They came at us. They knew what we had done already to get there. But they weren't backing down. They were at home, and they felt like they could, knock us off. And it didn't feel like they were playing, to hope for a lucky break here. They came right at us, and it was like we scored, and then they came right back, and then scored again. But again, I think once it came to in the later stages of the game, our deeper bench also, comes through, where I make a change, and, our level just maybe even rise, or maybe it looks like it's rising, because, all the people I bring in are tremendous players, and they're already tired. And I noticed that. So, I mean, that's a big part of our team, is that, our first 11 are amazing, but then we have anybody we bring in, it's just going to go out there and cook,
Absolutely. And I understand everything that's going to happen. It's going to be a fun time. First round will be March 17th through the 19th. Hopefully you'll be at home for the first round match. We'll see who you'll get, Boris, as always. I appreciate you coming on the show. Congratulations once again, reaching the Open Cup tournament proper. And I'm going to be rooting for you. Let's see what you guys can do this upcoming March. Thank you again. Happy holidays.
Thank you. Same to you, Daniel. Thank you.
Thank you. Boris Linares, New York Renegades out of Central Islip, Long Island. Great guy. Glad to have him on. And good luck to them in the Open Cup. My next guests could not come on live, but I did record the interview with them. This is from FC Vistula Garfield in Garfield, New Jersey. It is Mr. Darius Wesolowski and his head coach, Karcz. And here is that interview right now. Welcome back to the American Soccer Show. We are reviewing those amateur clubs who have qualified for the 2026 Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup through the qualification rounds. Joining me from SC Vistula Garfield, it is Darius, Wesolowski, and Karcz. Gentlemen, thank you for your time and welcome to the show.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks
Darius,
for having
we'll go
us.
to you first. Darius, we'll go to you first. Four rounds of Open Cup qualifying, and you finally reach the promised land in the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup proper tournament. What does that say about your club making this route to the Open Cup the way you did? And what was it like afterwards celebrating it with everyone?
For me, to be honest with you, and I should not be talking first. It should be Coach Karcz, because it's really all on him. Not only the legendary status that he has with the club, with him being second generation and his daughter playing in the club right now being third, but also the effort, the passion, the knowledge, the time that he puts into this, into our what we call senior teams, which is our oldest team and the team that plays in the Open Cup. It's all his work, and the hard work, dedication that he was able to install in these boys, and a lot of them are our players that played with us since they were 4 and 5. So he should be speaking about this because it's all him and coaches that work with him. For me, what it means, it means that what we work on daily makes sense. That the education and the hard work that we try to put into what we love, into coaching the sport of soccer, and into 600 kids that we have in the club, is showing them the pathway. And it tells you that this hard work pays off. It took us over 70 years to be where we are today, to be in the proper round of the Open Cup. So while we might not get the results right away, it just tells you that persistence pays off, that hard work pays off, that being humble eventually pays off. So I couldn't be happier, couldn't be prouder. We're looking for maybe we're making some upsets, one or two, but even if we don't, the most important thing about this whole thing for us is the lesson that we can pass on to the kids.
Exactly. And Coach Karcz, if I can ask you this, how happy are you to see the plethora of talented players, not just from Garfield, of course, but being in Bergen County, everyone's playing on the streets. Everyone's playing in the parks, parking lots, wherever have you. Originally living in Teaneck, driving over the Hackensack River, noticing the park along the Hackensack River at the former Sears building. So many people from South America playing some pickup footy. Just the amount of talent that you must have to get this club to where they are in your league, and of course in the Open Cup qualifications, it had to be pretty special for you.
Yeah. This like Darius was saying, it's historic achievement for us. Super excited about it. I mean, we started this process of trying to qualify, recently. In the past, maybe 30 years ago, we tried as well. But in recent history, we started this process maybe 4 or 5 years ago or so, and we came close a couple times. Had some big wins, big upsets along the way in the last 4 or 5 years. But yeah, finally being able to make it, it's just tremendous. I can't really explain the feeling. So we're all very happy. And yeah, and you mentioned the talent in the area. That's probably one of the reasons, why we continue to improve our team. Recently, Darius and the other directors and the coaches at the club, we sort of came up with a plan to integrate more of the senior team and the youth teams, and we've had a lot of success. And it's definitely working out nicely. So just an example that we have youth teams of all ages, and the better ones in the older age groups, we try to use those. We try to find opportunities for them to get on the field with our senior team, and it's helping us, our senior team, tremendously. And I hope it's giving those youth guys some great experience. And yeah, I mean, we're in North Jersey, which is super talented area. So, we have a lot of guys to choose from, and now hopefully that will even increase, and there'll be more interest in our team now that we qualified. So
That's fantastic to hear. Let's go ahead and review your route to the U.S. Open Cup proper tournament. Darius, when you found out that in the first round you had that first round bye from U.S. Soccer, was there some relief, or was there some disappointment because you didn't get an opponent until the second round?
No, we want to play, right, Coach? We want to play. We want to earn everything on the field. So I would be disappointed if we get any bias or any games that we don't have to play. It's that's what you're doing this for that 90-minute period on Sunday or Saturday or evening during the week. No, we wanted to play. It was decided otherwise. We're going to take it, but any opportunity we have to put the guys together and get on the field, we'll take it.
No, absolutely. I understand. But I do understand that you wanted to go improve yourself right away. But obviously, so many teams across the country wanting to be in the Open Cup qualification tournament. So, it's kind of understandable. But, I definitely know where you're coming from, Coach Karcz. Second round, you hosted Ironbound SC. Big 2-1 victory at home. How difficult was Ironbound for you? Because I know that they play in Newark, and Newark they don't play around in Newark. That's for sure.
Yeah, Ironbound. We drew them in the second round. We know Ironbound very well. We've been playing them. One of our rivals the past 10, 15 years or so. Whenever they started to become a popular men's club, so we knew they were going to be a tough opponent. They had great players. And every cup game, especially the cup games, are difficult no matter who you're playing. So it was a very good game for us. I thought we were the better team for most of the game, and we were able to put a few goals away and hold them off in the end. So it was great to like you said, we have a first round bye. So now we're in the second round, and that's our first cup game. Always great to get a win. So yeah, we were definitely excited on that, and it just gave us some confidence to move forward in the league and for the next round.
Next two games, Darius, were away. Round 3, you took on Bulldogs FC. Not familiar with them, but a 1-0 victory away to advance to the final round to qualify for the tournament. That had to be a great result for your club.
It is, as you can see, all these games were really close. It's a one goal differential. But playing away, we do know Bulldogs. We've played them before in the league games. But as it has proven for us, the difference in the game was Chris. He was the goal scorer to put us ahead. And I do call him Benjamin Button because he seems to get younger every year, and he still did not blur the secret what he's drinking or eating, because I would like to get on that as well. But it's actually amazing to see how the kids that are, and we're not going to tell you how many years younger than him, cannot contain him. So he was a difference. But again, it's always a grind. It's always a fight, and that's the style of soccer we play. And going back to the Northern Jersey, it's always a fight. It's regardless who you get and who you play. It's always physical. It's always close. So yeah, we were fortunate. We played some quality teams, and Bulldog being one of them. But we have Coach Karcz. They don't.
No, absolutely. And before we talk about your fourth round match, Coach Karcz, how surprised were you when Oakland United basically upsetted? Well, for me, it's an upset because Verenigde Erzgebirge, or VE Club, they are always one of the top amateur clubs in the state of Pennsylvania, especially in eastern Pennsylvania. They always go to the Open Cup through the qualification rounds, and Oakland United defeats them, upsets them, and then you're taking them on, and you're going to South Jersey to play them in that fourth round matchup, and you beat them 2-1.
Yeah, like we discussed. I mean, any cup game is difficult. be a better team on paper, but that's why you play the games, right? And yeah, Oakland was a very difficult team for us in that last game, and they really took it to us at times. But we held them off. We had some incredible moments from our goal scorer, our goal scorer Emilian Elizai, and yeah, some magical goals he put together, and also a heroic performance by our goalkeeper Aldo. He made lots of saves, and that was enough to get us over the finish line. And all of that was on the back of you could see all these cup games, and they were probably in a 2-month span, all of them. And that means we also had league games at the same time and other cup competitions, state cup and everything. So we had a very congested, concentrated schedule. And I think that last game was probably maybe our 10th game in the month or so. Basically, we had 3 games in a week, every single week for about 4 or 5 weeks. It was very difficult, but it was extremely satisfying to get that last one and get over the edge. So it's great.
Absolutely. U.S. Soccer has already put out the schedule for the first round proper. It'll be in March, I believe, from the 17th through the 19th. So you already know when your first round match is going to be. You're just waiting for the draw for the first round to see if you'll be hosting or traveling for that first round matchup. Darius, how exciting is it now that even though you have a while to wait to see who you'll be drawn with, but are you and everyone in Garfield chomping at the bit?
No, absolutely. We're it's going to be here sooner than we expect, and we actually are trying to host the game. We're going to apply to host the game. We have wonderful facilities, and then the city of Garfield itself. We want to give this game to the community. The city has been wonderful to us, both on municipal level and Board of Education. We have access to world-class facilities at Garfield High School. We have access to facilities provided by the town as well. So we want everyone on that game. We want all the kids from high school. We want all the kids from the club. We want the residents. We want them to feel what it is to have a proper soccer game in the city. Not that we haven't. We've won New Jersey State Cups with our youth teams. We've won State Cups with the high school teams, but this is one of the biggest ones that we can organize in Garfield. So we want it home. We will try to do anything that we can to host it. We understand that not everything is in our power, but what a wonderful event it would be to host it.
Exactly. And are you ready for the amount of people possibly coming over the Garfield, Coach Karcz, to see this wonderful bastion of Open Cup awareness coming to Garfield? And I'm assuming there will be a jam-packed bunch of people hitting the Jersey Transit train station, probably not far away from the high school.
Yeah. Come on over. Let's go, everyone. But yes, Darius is right. Starting maybe a few hours after we won our 4th round match, I was already getting calls and, preparing for the Open Cup. I remember talking to somebody that night about Garfield High School facilities and if we meet the requirements needed. So, from hours after the 4th round game, we were already in preparation mode, and we continue to be. And it would be amazing to have a home game and bring a pro club to Garfield, let the community come and enjoy the moment. So that's what we're trying to do. Yeah, it's great, exciting.
And if I could just add quickly to it, not only we have the stadium ready, but we also have our club ready. We have our club in Garfield where we can host everyone before and after the game. It's about 2 minutes walking from the high school, and Garfield is a soccer football town. We are making sure of that. We trying to make sure that our youth and our kids have opportunities to play. We just came back from Warsaw with our team when we played a tournament for 2015 boys. We played Benfica Lisbon, and we played Red Bull Salzburg. We played Aston Villa. So we want to make sure that it continues through all the ages. And if I may, this success of our senior team and Coach Karcz is also And I could not miss all the coaches that are working with the kids at the club, all the parents and volunteers and everyone else. It all comes together when you have people that are willing to sacrifice and work for the good of someone else. And then using this opportunity, I would like to thank all of them, because we would not be sitting here and being as excited as we can be about this next event and about the game if it wasn't for them. So it's for them. It's because of them.
Exactly. Gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. I really do appreciate it. Good luck in the first round proper of the 2026 Open Cup. I'm going to be rooting for you, and hopefully you'll advance to the second round. But, for now, I appreciate your time, and have a good evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Daniel. Happy holidays to all.
Happy holidays to you as well.
Thank you.
And once again, that was from SC Vistula Garfield, Derek Wesolowski, and head coach Chris Karcz, as they're getting ready to be in the U.S. Open Cup tournament proper themselves. Joining me now from the western side of the state of Pennsylvania, Steel City FC qualified for the Open Cup. This is Dan Brower joining me tonight. Dan, welcome to the show. Great to see you. Great to have a member of Steel City FC back on the show. Qualified for the U.S. Open Cup. How great does that feel, and how wonderful does that sound?
Sounds great. I mean, these are great times to be in Pittsburgh and at Steel City. I mean, we always have that as one of our goals, right? I mean, we don't want to have just a summer program, and we're more than that. We're definitely a place for U23s to call home, not just in the summer, but throughout the year. And we have a 12-month program. I mean, as soon as we got knocked out by Flint, and they were fantastic. And of course, we know what Philip did, what he's been doing. But 4 days after that, we were getting ready to qualify, and it just didn't stop. And we keep going, and it's fun. It's fun. So it's it's not a 10-month thing. It's a 12-month thing for our guys. And we have an opportunity to grow the game and develop our players and enjoy the football while it lasts.
I have to ask you, as a Pittsburgh native, obviously we always talk about the Steelers, we always talk about the Penguins and the Pirates, and even University of Pitt as well. But
sure,
what the Riverhounds did in USL Championship to finally win that elusive soccer championship, do you feel that coming down towards Steel City, because you are within the Pittsburgh area, that whatever they do, it reverts also towards you? Like, now this is our time to try and kind of do what they've done, but we're going to do it in the Open Cup.
Daniel, we've been at this thing for years. We have a lot of respect for all of our local clubs and businesses, and the Riverhounds have put together a championship squad, and we're happy for them. But we want to focus on what we can do and how we can improve the game. And we've been going at it, Daniel, for, like I said, 2 decades. We've been working hard at it. And we just had a player, Coven Johnson. Coven was with us when, he's probably 8, 9, 10 years old, and he just got drafted. That was our second draft. We had Mikey Sullivan get drafted last year, and now Coven Johnson. And so we've been able to put, a great program together, regardless of the Riverhounds' success. Again, much respect for their club, and respect for the games and all of our opponents. But we've been doing some amazing things here, and so this is another great feather in our cap to have Coven drafted 70th, and he'll be in the Rapids organization. But you look throughout the country, and you tell me which youth clubs have been able to get players drafted 2 years in a row into the MLS. That's saying something, and that means that we've been doing some really hard and smart work. And it's not just one or two of us. It's a collection of great people that have come together, and now it's Steel City. So we're really happy with where we're at, regardless of other people's successes.
Exactly. And, just to see the amount of talent in the Pittsburgh area, even in the surrounding areas of Pittsburgh, how you're able to get those players to come to and through your doors, to put on that kit, to say, yes, we also represent this city. We are here for you, and we will take you in. What does that mean for you to give those youth players that opportunity to come up through the ranks and put on that shirt, that kit, and perform every 90 minutes on your pitch?
Yeah, it's critical. This is one of our missions, and it should be. We should be promoting the game, the local players. You'll see that in March. I think the country will see that. Certainly, we'll be playing against a pro side. We're excited about that. But this pro side, they might not have any of their local boys, or maybe they have one or two, and mostly guys from around the country and around the world. This is Pittsburgh's club. When you look at the summer, I mean, you can look at the River Rounds roster, and you can look at how many players that they've been able to get significant minutes out of their academy players, out of their academy graduates, and hasn't been a lot. But then you want to look at ours and what we've done, and our academy has developed a bunch of players that are playing at various levels in the collegiate game and now in the pros. And so it's exciting to show people, what our academy boys can do. And it's going to be a great event in March, because it's not going to just be one or two of them out there. We trust and we believe in our youth. So you'll probably see there's a really good chance that what we do is we look at high potential players, and the staff, the academy staff and the first team staff, we have communications throughout the week. It's not just a one time a month or one time a year. It's just consistent and constant. So we're always thinking who's hitting the mark, who's hitting the standards. And today we were just talking about 20 some players that are hitting the mark at some level. Now it looks like there's going to be probably thirds, and there's going to be probably about 7 or 8, 9 players out of that 20 that really have a good shot at getting minutes in March against the professional side, because they're playing at a high level. So I think that we could see a couple backs. I think we could see a midfielder. I definitely know that we could watch a couple wingers, and maybe even a center forward as well, either that are in the program, in the academy right now currently, or are just recent graduates. So they're products of our academy. And I think you'll probably see out of that 18-man roster, at least half, maybe more, that are homegrown. And that's what we're about. And we want to celebrate Pittsburgh football. We want to celebrate our kids. I mean, we want people to go to the game and feel something for Pittsburgh, and hope for something for our players. So I think that we'll be able to give them the right kind of a product and entertain, and while we also cognizant of the result as well.
No, absolutely. And that's what I want to see too. Got to see those local talents get this opportunity to go out there and just be proud of where they're from and the club that they're a part of. So I'm happy for Pittsburgh. I'm happy for Steel City. Can't wait to see what you're going to do in that first round. Let's go ahead and look back at your qualification route. Obviously, you had that first round bye. Was that a bit of a disappointment, or you're like, no, we'll take it and we'll be ready whoever we face in the next round?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because there was a little bit of a disappointment. We were gearing up for it. I mean, heck, we were in, as I said earlier, I mean, we were starting the process in mid to late July. So we were training in early August, and we were, biting at, really chewing at it to try to get to see somebody different, to face them and to face a first round opponent. But then when there was a bye, okay, no big deal. Okay, we'll take the bye, and we'll have an extra couple weeks to prepare. So we were excited no matter what round we were able to get to. Luckily for us, we got that bye, and it allowed us to get a little bit more of an understanding of each other, because it really was at the start of it a ragtag bunch. But by the end of it, that extra 2 weeks gave us a little bit more, a little bit better understanding of one another. And then we were able to get past FCY New York. It was closer than the 4-1 result showed there. It was a 3-2 result. So we had to claw back. We were up 2-0, and then they came back and made it 2-2, and it looked like maybe the game had slipped through our fingers a little bit. But we made a couple substitutions late. The guys that were on the bench were fantastic and made the difference at the end of the match. And we earned a deserved penalty and slotted it away. Well, actually, the goalkeeper makes a big save, and then we put we put the rebound home. So Cam was focused on not only the pen but the rebound, and had a good reaction, and then we see it through, and then another 2 weeks of training and another 2 weeks therefore of getting to know one another and trying to sort it out. And then you always have at this time, as you know, talking to amateur sides and coaches week in and week out, Daniel, you know that there's going to be some family conflicts and jobs, and it's just one thing after another, and you're trying to piece it together. And we were able to get a home match again against Capital City, and the boys came in from Harrisburg, and they had played at least eight matches in their league. I mean, they were in the playoffs, and they a very successful side. So to get past Capital City that had some former pros on it, and it was a big W for us. We did not play well in the first half, but we sorted it out at halftime, and these guys have been resilient, whether giving up an early lead to the New York team or getting outplayed in the first half and sorting themselves out, at halftime, and then coming out and performing, to our potential. And we scored a great goal off of a counter, Sam into Steph, and Steph slots it home, and that's the lone goal, and it stands up. And then another 2 weeks. So then we're getting some momentum and some confidence and training well, but still some of our key figures are they have some conflicts here or there, and trying to piece it together. We had a great friendly schedule as well. We played some local teams, and we were able to play 2 or 3 local squads that got us ready. And and then so we had to travel to Cleveland. We were up for it. We knew that Cleveland was up for it as well. They great players, technically sound for an amateur side. They really tested us, and it was a good battle, back and forth. We did not have a good start, and but we got our footing, and our left back played a fantastic ball into Sammy, and Sammy made a wonderful run, and Rowe found him, and then Sammy was able to slot the ball home, and it was 1-1. It was we're looking at each other like, okay, it wasn't that great of a start, but we're in it. And we found our way, scored another goal, couple goals late in the first half. We like late drama, whether it's in the first half or the second half, and we were able to sustain and provide good concentration levels throughout the match. I liked where we were at. It was a great, solid performance, and we set up in a medium to a low block in the second half, and made them beat us. And it was 3-1 at the time, and the referee calls a penalty and makes it 3-2, makes it a little bit tighter than maybe what it could have been, should have been. But we saw it out, and it was we would say at Still City was a professional performance.
No, it really was. Just to go back to the Capital City Islander match, I know you're hosting the game, but they haven't had a club there, and I know how long since Harrisburg City Islanders, obviously.
Yep.
How amazing was that for them to get a club finally? Have that nice little cushion in between in the state from the western side to the central part of the state?
Yeah, that was really cool. It was, and we're going to see more of these. As you know, this is why the Cup is just so cool for a number of reasons. One of the reasons is the geography, and you could be playing some local clubs, and you could create rivalries, and the game needs rivalries, and we all need it, and we all need competition. And some clubs, unfortunately, don't want that competition. They'll put up walls. I guess that's the thing now. We've seen that, politically and business wise as well. It's like, this isolationism that people think is good. It's not. You need to collaborate. You need to communicate. You need to, be open and be open to discuss ideas and think about the player first. We don't think about the player first. We think about club first, sometimes team first, too often, and me, and ego, and what's in it for me. But I think you can collaborate and you can continue to grow the game. And the most important thing is to doing it for the players. So getting back to the point, though, the Harrisburg players were coming in, playing a Pittsburgh team, full of rostered Pittsburghers, which is great to have that rivalry, that in-state rivalry, and hopefully we see some more rivalries in the first round, second round proper. And I think we will, because of course the geography and them putting U.S. Soccer putting, or the U.S. Open Cup putting clubs that are geographically make sense and could minimize cost and travel time and whatnot. So it's, every city deserves a derby. Every soccer fan deserves to feel something like that, to have that red, blue, whether it's Manchester or the Liverpool, Liverpool and United for years, or whether it's Arsenal, Tottenham, and Celtic, Rangers. You need that, and now we're seeing that in America finally over the last 10 years, 15 years. We're seeing just that, whether it's Portland and Seattle, or the New York teams, or the Texas clubs, or the Ohio clubs. It's good for the game. It's good for the game. Why wouldn't you have that rivalry? And we're excited to have that rivalry, kick off that Harrisburg, that capital city rivalry. That's cool. And let's get some more. Let's build.
Exactly.
Let's build it, baby.
Exactly. I think we have one of your players joining us right now, Jervel Tobieri. I hope I pronounced your last name correctly, Jervel. How are you?
It's Tobier, but I'm doing good. How are you?
Thank you very much. I'll send you the $10. I'm sorry.
JT.
How are you doing, Coach? Good night.
What's up, brother?
So talk about it, Jervel. Talk about this run in the Open Cup. 3 rounds from the 2nd through the 4th. You qualify for the Open Cup. As a player, what does it mean to you to finally reach that plateau, to get to the tournament proper?
Yeah, I will start by saying I don't think we've plateaued just yet. I think we're on the incline right now, and the peak is still yet to be found. I don't think that it's a huge accomplishment for us, but I think much like many of the teams who just recently qualified for the World Cup, smaller nations like Curacao, we don't want to get too excited over just qualifying. That's the beginning. We see ourselves as an ambitious club that can go all the way and really compete in this thing. I think football is one of those sports that gives you that opportunity, and I think this is one of the competitions where amateurs get to play with professionals, and you don't see that in other sports. So it means a lot to the club. I think I'm a new person to the club, and I've been welcomed with open arms, and it's just been a revelation, honestly. I think I have plenty experience other places in the country, outside of the country, at different levels, but it's just been phenomenal coming into. And firstly, just the organization is phenomenal. I think the philosophy that this club embodies, from the youngest age groups all the way to the men's team, is just fantastic. Great coaches, great supporters, and people in the backroom staff. It's just been fantastic for this club, and I think this is something that we didn't just got lucky with. We earned this. We deserve to be here, but it's only the start for us. Yeah.
Talk about the grind that you have to face on that pitch for 90 full minutes. I mean, I know your coach has to watch from the technical area, biting his fingernails, sweating profusely, hoping you guys follow the game plan. But what is it like to, grind in these types of situations in these one and done matches?
Yeah, I think just like when you're in college, I think for a lot of the players we have during the summer, they're used to the maybe 5 or 6 days of active training per week to prepare for a game. With us, we have a bit of an older squad, mixed with some people in their early 20s, mid 20s, even as old as the 30s. So the preparation is difficult, especially in the weather conditions that we had as well. Our last game in Cleveland was, I don't know what it was in Fahrenheit, but I know it was probably like 2 or 3 degrees Celsius, which is very cold, So it's difficult. But one thing I like about this team, when you talk about the grind, is that we never fear when we go down. We're always very confident, and I saw this kind of in the team in the summer, even when things don't start off well. I think we're very confident that we can make up, because I remember just the Cleveland game. We went down very early, and there was no dropping of heads. There was not a second that we thought that we couldn't get back into the game. And I think that's because of the plan that we set with ourselves, with the coaches. I think it's the belief that we have in ourselves, that we prepared well. And regardless of what happens, it's a long 90 minutes. They say at the places like the Bernabeu that it's 90 minutes is a long time at the Bernabeu in Madrid. So I think we're still City. 90 minutes is a long time. We're still City, So I think that you work until the results come through, and we're confident that whatever happened in the first half, in the 70th minute, in the 80th minute, that we would be able to come back and win the game. So it's taxing, obviously, physically, but just keep doing the right things like coach talks about, and being in the right areas, having a group around the ball, so we're working together as a team, both in possession, out of possession. I think we know that what we're doing is the right way to play football, and it would bear fruit.
No, absolutely. Let me also ask you this. When the final whistle blew, you won on the road in Cleveland against Croatia. Cleveland, obviously, big lift off your shoulders. You finally reached the promised land. What did you say to your teammates on the club when you finally held that banner that said qualified?
Yeah, it was a fantastic moment. I was just so relieved for the club. I know that before I joined, they had a run in the cup 2 years ago, and it was a learning experience. Lots of young players, lots of working around a lot of things with some of the maybe our usual players out in college teams, and trying to find a squad that was able to compete. And I was just very happy for the club. I know they put so much work in this year with the USL2 in the summer, and just preparing for this competition. There's a lot of hours that goes into it, and if you're working with a coach like Dan Brower, you don't just have 2 hours of practice. He has the film study ready for you. He has the training sessions ready for you. There's recovery that goes into it. There's so much that goes behind the scenes that we as players, we come in on an afternoon and you just do 2 hours or so, but he has been up the night before preparing film and notes and training sessions and scouting other teams. So I was very relieved for it, because I think very much in football, it's sometimes a thankless job. You put a lot of hours in and you don't always bear fruit, but we love it, so we keep going. So I was just, first of all, thankful for the coaching staff and the club itself, but also, on a personal achievement, I was very happy with coming into it. From my perspective, I know I was out for almost 2 years with a bad knee injury, and after my surgery, just like seeing if I can get back to a decent level of playing. And I know the club has been patient with me as I came in and getting up to speed and everything. So I was very happy that, I felt comfortable at that level and ready to go. And I know every single guy on that squad had a story of their own, whether it was, they played in college and they've been out for a while, they come, or someone's kind of in the twilight of their career and they're trying to have a last hurrah with it, or young players trying to use this as an opportunity to get into college. And, so many stories there. And if you get an opportunity to speak to them, you'll hear about it. It's just, you're happy for everyone in their own personal way. So it was just fantastic. But the happiness, kind of lasted maybe 2 minutes in terms of just pure excitement, almost like shock. And then we just started to think of what's next. I remember maybe the week after, we had a little session on Black Friday, and we were already thinking of, okay, how does the competition proper work? Who might we draw? Like we're past it. I think in sports they always talk about having a very short memory. You enjoy it, but then the longer you celebrate, the less you have time to prepare. So we're thinking about who might we draw and what this might look like, what players might be coming in to assist us. And so the story and the feel of it was very different and personalized, but also collectively we're already thinking past Croatia Cleveland.
That is fantastic. And, guys, I'm hoping you get a great draw. When they announce it, I hope you guys will get a great draw, a great opponent. And, here's my hope. I hope they don't put the Riverhounds as your first match. I want them to actually put them later on in the tournament instead of right away. I really want you to see you guys face somebody else. And then when it does come that you will face the Riverhounds, so be it. But I want to see you guys take on somebody that I know that you're going to have a great match against. But even if it is the Riverhounds, we'll see what happens. I don't know, but I really would love to see something like that later.
You wearing a Mickey Mouse shirt? Look at this guy. So if we do play the Riverhounds, what's the result?
You know what? I think they'll still be jet lagged from all that champagne drinking that they had at the end of the season. I think you guys could take them.
I like the way you think, Daniel.
Yeah, we like the mentality.
I don't know about that shirt, but I like the way you think.
Yeah, sue me. No. But anyway, guys, I really do appreciate your time to come on the show. Good luck in the Open Cup. We'll see what happens in that first round draw. And like I said, I'm happy for Steel City. I'm happy for Pittsburgh. It should be a heck of an Open Cup run for you guys. And good luck into it.
Of course. Thank you so
Daniel,
much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. No
Thank
problem.
you.
Thank you. Have a good night, Joe there. Tobier and Dan Brower, Steel City FC in USL League 2. It is great to have you both on, and thank you very much for joining me tonight. And unfortunately, couldn't get anybody to come on from Southern Indiana FC. Obviously, it would have been nice to have them come on the show, but you try to contact these people, and sometimes they're just not able to come on, and that's okay. But still, though, we're going to put it up there anyway. So their trip in the Open Cup, in the qualification rounds, they played Southern Indiana Guardians in the Southern Indiana Derby. It was a 10-0 destruction by Southern Indiana FC. It was 10-0 away, and then they went back home for round 2 against Bootleggers FC in a 4-1 home victory. Then back on the road for round 3 as they took on Tennessee United, and they edged them by a final of 1-0. And then they came back home to take on Briar United. I apologize, trying to make sure I say that correctly. That was a 2-0 victory over Briar United, and Southern Indiana FC are in the Open Cup tournament proper. And I never knew this. As you can see, the red dot where they are located in the state of Indiana, they are across the river of the Ohio River from Louisville, Kentucky. I did not know that they were that close to Louisville. So you never know. Maybe they'll get Louisville City. We'll see. I am not going to make any guesses. I am not going to assume anything. We will see what they will do when they go and face them in the Open Cup, or even if they do face them in the Open Cup. Hopefully, we'll see what happens. It might be the first round draw. It might be in the second round. We'll have to wait and see. They may get knocked out. They may go into the next round. We don't know. But one thing is for sure, is that this is going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. And I cannot wait to see what will happen when we have these amateur clubs battling it out against each other. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. And I'm ready for it. I love, once again, I love talking about the Open Cup. I love being a part of the Open Cup. I am enjoying myself now with the guests I've had on my show so far. waiting for more guests to come over here to talk more about Open Cup qualifying and the long road it took them to get there. It might have been an easy road. They probably were able to take out their opponents in a simple fashion. You don't know what's going to happen in these types of tournaments. You will never know what's going to happen in these types of tournaments when they go and face each other. So, once again, this is something exciting. This is something that's a lot of fun. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see what will happen here. I cannot wait for them to come on in and have some fun. And, this is going to be exciting. I love giving these, I love giving these teams this opportunity. I love giving these teams their shot at the Open Cup. I'm ready for anything and everything that involves the Open Cup and these amateur teams that get these opportunities that, goes in and does everything and anything positive. My next guest tonight, coming from St. Louis, Missouri, this is the club that for the first time, I believe that they have qualified for the Open Cup, at least I'm aware of. We'll find out tonight. This will be Mr. Alan Brodero from Bolts in St. Louis. Alan, thank you for your time. Welcome to the show, and how are you, sir?
How's it going, sir? Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm doing great.
Great. I'm glad to have you. Are we supposed to be waiting for Mr. Adam Knight to join us, or he's not able to?
He's got the link. I told him 8:15. If he joins, he joins. If I can text him real quick, but
Sure.
maybe let's just start without him.
That's fine. No, we're
have some.
going to start with Adam, that's for sure. Listen, if he pops in, that'll be great. But, I have to tell you, Alan, we all know how big the game is in St. Louis.
Yes.
We all know the kids love you very much as they're screaming for you. But
Sorry.
You're fine. It's okay. I understand. You gotta play dad every once in a while. But this club, Bolts, how long have they been in the St. Louis area? And just very curious to know how you created the club's crest. It feels like coming from the Netherlands, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, we've been around officially for 11 and a half months. Yeah. And with the crest, it was, I mean, not a whole lot of thought into it. We like the Ajax logo, and with me being Bosnian and then having a lot of Bosnian influence in my life growing up, I thought the little fez would kind of pay homage to my roots in that regard without going overboard. And yeah, just nothing crazy. Yeah, just simple and little a little nod to my heritage, and that's it.
No, that's fantastic.
Hey, I am so sorry to have the.
Excited. They see their dad on YouTube on an American soccer show. Look at that.
Oh
I'll
my
take
goodness!
that.
I am
love
so
to see
sorry.
that. That's great. I'm glad they're watching you. So hello everybody. Hello everybody in the Broderick household. I hope you're doing well. Your dad's doing a great job. Anyway, just to talk about the club, you said 11 months in. Obviously, you're playing a lot of St. Louis clubs, I believe, in this league. How difficult is the amateur game in St. Louis?
Well, with so many teams in St. Louis and us having not much of a, like we don't have a youth club behind us. We don't have, I guess, the 5+ years of being in different leagues. I mean, from an outsider looking in, it would be very difficult to attract players to join our team. However, with just over the years, having different teammates, building relationships, coaches and whatnot. We just have a really tight-knit group of guys who all get along, and who are all, or the majority are past that college, 19 to 22 age group, and we all just get along. We train when we can. We compete together. We hang out outside of soccer, and over the course of the year, you probably go through 40 to 50 different guys, and then we found the 16 to 20 that click, and here we are now. But every single game that we played in this Midwest Premier League in our division, even though they're local teams, every game other than maybe the last game was up for grabs. Like we could have won all our games, but we probably could have dropped points against all of them. So very competitive.
I'm glad to hear that. That's what we want to see, competitive action in all levels of the sport of this beautiful game in this country. It's great to hear. Let's go ahead and take a look at your route to the Open Cup. You had a first round bye. Did that bother you, or you're like, okay, we'll just take it and get ready for the next opponent?
We were just, I tried to order home kits for the U.S. Open Cup, and everything was so behind. And when we got that first round bye, I was like, you know what? We have an extra few weeks to get all our stuff in order. So I was completely fine with it.
I'm glad to hear that. Then your next round matchup in the second round, you were away at Woodland FC. You won that one 3-1. How difficult was that one away from home?
We had we had a short bench to begin with. One player forgot his driver's license, so he couldn't when we did the check-in, he was ineligible. And another player was deemed ineligible. I don't know how, but somehow he got kicked off of our roster that we used during the league. So when US Open Cup got it, they said he's not rostered on your league roster. He's ineligible to play. And I didn't catch that until it was time to warm up. And and then we had two more guys injured, like 2 days before the game. So we went to the game thinking, okay, we have two guys on the bench plus a goalkeeper. And it ended up being no guys on the bench, just a goalie who had to go in as a striker towards the end of the game.
Wow. Tales of the Open Cup, my friend. Tales of the Open Cup. The impossible becomes possible, and that, my friend, you gotta contact those guys at the cup.us. I think I would love to have or hear that story from you. Excuse me, that is just amazing. And obviously, I feel bad for you. You missed a player that wasn't eligible, unfortunately, but still, though, you won the match, and that's a feather in your cap. Obviously, that's a notch on your belt to actually get through that barely with a bench and just take that victory. Round 3, you go back on the road. You take on Omaha Street. You defeat them 4-2. Obviously, we only know about Union Omaha from USL League One, but the Nebraska clubs. What did you think about Omaha Street, and how difficult was that one?
I thought they had two players that were very, very dangerous. Anytime they got the ball, we had to be on our A game. I thought Omaha Street was great. I just think maybe, they had some chances. We had chances. We probably should have put them away right after halftime. We went into the half up 3-0, and we missed 2 breakaways in the span of 2 minutes, and then we give up a soft goal 2 minutes later, and then it's like, okay, 3-1. Momentum can change. We have some guys that are a bit older, so how do we treat the last 20 to 30 minutes of the game. No, I thought they were great. And just following their team a little bit since then, they won their division in the UPSL and they're at nationals now. So, a lot of respect to Omaha Street. I thought they had a few very good players.
Nope, they really did. But I will say this, though. For me, and this is about your final match to qualify for the Open Cup, that's a tough set, in my opinion. You knocked off the big bad Chicago house, run by Peter Wilt, very well-known man who's built clubs in American soccer and MLS, USL, amateur, NISA, and you hosted them. You hosted Chicago House, and you beat them 3-2. That was tremendous, and that is a cup set that I've ever seen.
Oh, thank you. No, they were. I mean, they look and feel like a professional team when you look at their organization, when you look at everything they have up until you get to the senior team, like with their youth sides, with their futsal, with their women's, with all the different clinics, and then them rolling past everybody until they got to us. They didn't give up a single goal. They have guys who've played professionally, and from what they were saying, they train 4 to 5 days a week. So it's like, yeah, you would think it's a professional outfit, but the players we have on our team, like there are some very high level players, but they are all just great guys, humble, down to earth, and just want to work. And I think that was what got us through. Like you could tell, like no disrespect to them, but you could tell they have some high quality players, but we were the better team, I thought, from the beginning until the end. And they brought like 30 bottles of champagne. I was asked before the game if I was ready to play in a game like this, and maybe all of that stuff kind of fueled that game. But our guys were ready, and I thought we were better the whole game. No disrespect to them. Like, yeah, that's all I'm gonna say.
It was an amazing accomplishment for you, for the club. Like you said, you're 11 months in, and to get a victory like that over a great club like that is just unbelievable. What you were able to accomplish, and to prevent them from returning to the Open Cup proper tournament is just amazing within itself. I mean, we've had in the qualification round tons of upsets with some of these historic clubs that have been going through anything and everything. And, for you to get that big notch in your belt, my hat's off to you, sir. You did that's an amazing accomplishment.
Oh, thank you so much. No, I thought that game just put us out there. Oh, my goodness.
It's okay. Sorry, you can put your kid on camera. It's all right. Put it on the camera.
The sporting director wants to say hi.
Yeah. Absolutely. Sporting director's happy. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Listen, I'll let you go. You go ahead and take care of your sporting director. But listen, congratulations on making it to the Open Cup. And hopefully you get a good draw in March, okay?
Oh, my goodness. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a good night. Congratulations once again. Life, folks. It's life. Look, you run an amateur club. You have the sporting director at the club. You have a sporting director at home. And that's why you got to love these people and what they're able to do and how they're able to do it. This was a major, major victory for both St. Louis They did an amazing job. I'm not going to complain about life, of course. You know, he's got his family. He's got to take care of his children and, of course, his family and everything. So I understand completely what he had to do. I completely understand. It's not a big deal for me. Look, if you have your cats or your dogs that want to be on TV, you go right ahead. I don't mind. It's great. It's wonderful, and I was very happy that he got that victory. But now we're going to move on to my next guest, and this is the gentleman, the head coach of the great club in Denver, Colorado. This is Andy De La Rosa from Azteca FC. Andy, it's good to see you. It's very dark in the car, but hopefully you can hear me well. And how are you, sir?
I'm great. Thank you for having me. And I'm sorry for being so dark in here, but I'm driving. I pulled off, and yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Absolutely. We need you for the next match. We don't want you to be interviewed and driving at the same time. It would hurt me if something happened terrible. But anyway, I'm happy you are with us. Once again, your club has been one of the better clubs in the Midwest, in the Rocky Mountains, one of the better clubs in Denver, Colorado, obviously. What is it like for you to find, just to say, we want the Open Cup, we want to be in the Open Cup, and we're going to qualify every single qualification year to get to the tournament proper?
Well, I mean, every year it's a priority for us to make the Open Cup proper. I mean, it's that important for us. Obviously, there's a league and there's other tournaments, but this is our priority every year.
It really is, and I'm glad to hear that. The talent level in Denver. Obviously, I'm not there. I don't know what goes on in Denver, but obviously, from your eyes, how impressive has it been to see the game improve in your area, in the city, in the surrounding towns of Denver? When you find these players for Azteca FC, what does that mean for you personally?
I mean, the quality of play here in Denver, in Colorado, in this area has grown quite a bit. I mean, 2 or 3 years ago, it used to be that the first round of Open Cup qualifiers were just kind of we can get through this as long as we don't face Harpos, Rovers, or some other team. But as this past year, I mean, every single game was hard for us. I mean, we won our first qualifying game 2-1 in extra time, and then we I think we beat Harpos 1-0, and then we had to travel to Arizona. So the quality of the game has grown quite a bit. There's no easy match from let's say like 2-3 years ago that we had. Okay, I think we can get through this fairly easy. Nowadays, there's no easy games.
No, there isn't. Everyone's gunning for the Open Cup. Everyone wants to be a part of it. Everyone really wants to go out there and show what they're made of. And that's what I love to see, healthy cup competition to qualify for the tournament proper. Like I said, it is really just great to see that happen. You did play that. Well, you had that first round bye for the qualification tournament. Did you feel that was well-deserved after all the years you've gone through 4 rounds, or you were just saying, no, we really wanted to play in this opening round?
It's always good to have that bye. I mean, I think that I think the bye was Harper's got a bye, we got a bye. I mean, in previous year, it's always been either Harpos or Azteca going through to the Open Cup proper. So I think I don't know how the draw or how it works, but I think it was a good draw that Harpos and us got a buy because I honestly, I mean, there's no right now. I don't think there's no better teams than Azteca and Harpos here in Colorado. So with us both getting a bye, I think the rest of them could just try and knock out the not the worst teams, but I mean the list the ones that have the least potential to go through, and then we got to face two really good opponents. I mean, I think Harpos faced Boulder United, and we faced Peak 11. It was hard for us, at least it was really hard against Peak 11. We beat them 2-1 in extra time, and for Harpos, it wasn't that bad. I think I don't remember what the score was, but anyway, I think it was good to that we both got a bye, and then we were able to face each other in the final round here in Colorado.
Yep. No, absolutely. Second round, like you said, you took on Peak 11 at their place. It was a 3-1 win for you. How difficult was Peak 11 for you and to be on their ground?
Like I said, there's no easy games nowadays. I mean, every game. They're especially if they know they're facing a top team, they're gonna bring everything they have. So yeah, it was difficult. It was hard. It was a hard-fought game. We had our chances. We didn't put them in.
Yep.
They had a few, and they put one in. I mean, it was towards I think it was like 85th minute or something like that. So it made it hard for us to try and come back, but it was good that we were able to get the win on that one.
That's great to hear. Then, of course, as you said, it's always a knock 'em out, drag 'em out fight against Harpos, obviously, whether they're at your place or you're at their place. And you were away at their place, and it was a 1-0 victory for Azteca. You just edged Harpos. That was probably one of your better matches against them. But I will say this. That had to be the biggest win in the history of the club for qualifying for the Open Cup, taking on Next Level Soccer. They gave it to you, and they took you to the distance.
They sure did. Yeah, they sure did. I mean, Harpos was so hard fought game. We're used to these games against Harpos. I mean, they're used to them as well. It's always going to be a one goal difference, one way or the other. I mean, it's been good for us this year. I mean, we couldn't have asked for anything better this year. I mean, we pretty much won everything we competed in this year. The next level game over there in Arizona was hard. I mean, it was raining. And it was funny because I mean, it started raining right before the game. And right as soon as the game ended, it stopped raining. So, and it wasn't just like a sprinkle here and there. It was pouring. But yeah, I mean, they had some really good players. They're a really well coached team. I thought we did what we had to win. I mean, it was one of those things that. And I think it was like 119th minute. They on a corner, they sub in a guy just to go and just for that play. And they knew the play, and they scored on us, and we went to penalty kicks. And good thing our keeper it was his day. It was his day for the keeper, and we were able to get a W on that one too.
Oh, it really was. I have to say this though, that had to be nerve-wracking watching your side go into a penalty kick shootout against them. And, obviously you had a miss, but they had 2 misses on their side. And that had to be a big relief for your club to finally get back into the Open Cup after going through a match like this in regulation and extra time.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's always nerve wracking when the team is doing what you asked them to do, and they're doing well. We think we got everything under control, and then something like that happens where they bring in this. I mean, he must have been like, I'm gonna say 6'5", 6'7", just for that corner kick on the 119th minute. They probably had this set piece already done for many weeks, and it worked for them. So yeah, it was nerve wracking, but it was good that we were able to get the W on the penalty kicks.
No, absolutely. And that was an amazing accomplishment for, for your club and to put yourselves in there. The amount of level, like we've already talked about, of the quality of the players you have has just been tremendous. And I just have to say that, what you're doing there as a club has just been tremendous. I love talking with you guys about it. I love hearing about it. I have some colleagues in the Denver area that does cover the soccer scene over there. It is just refreshing to see that the sport is actually working over there and everyone is just gearing up and ready, no matter what level of the game it is in Denver, that you guys are out there, busting your butt. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said before. I mean, now it's not. There's no easy teams. There's no easy games. Everybody is getting ready for whatever it is that's coming up on Sunday. I mean, there's some really good teams that are coming up. I mean, Boulder United is one of them. I mean, Rovers have been there for a while. FC Denver, of course. Harpo's, well, what can we say about them? They're a really good team. And yeah, I mean, everybody's gearing up. Pick 11. Pick 11 is really, it has a really good team. And so yeah, here in Colorado, the sport is growing, and that's what we want. We want this sport to grow here, especially here in Colorado, because we like competition. We like to have good games. That's what we practice for every single week.
Exactly. And that is why I enjoy having you guys on, and I enjoy talking with you and going forward. Obviously, the 17th or the 19th, that's the first round proper. Obviously, we'll wait for the results of the first round draw, hopefully coming soon. Either, I know sometime, hopefully it's coming January or February. We'll find out. But still, though, I'm excited to see who you're going to be facing in the first round proper in your draw. And I really hope you have a fun time, and hopefully you'll make a run. And we'll see how far you can go. But, Andy, as always, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much, and good luck in the first round of the tournament proper of the U.S. Open Cup.
Hey, I appreciate you having me on, and everything you do for soccer. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
Thank you. Once again, Andy De La Rosa of Azteca FC, coming from Denver, Colorado. as they are ready to go and ready to be in the Open Cup. And of course, some of you wondering, look, like I said before with Alan, it's life. It's okay. It's quite all right. I understand. Just like with Andy, he had to go somewhere. He had to pull over to put himself in a position to be on the show, which I do appreciate. And I just want to say that, look, you're in the amateur levels. You have a lot of jobs to do. You're wearing a lot of hats, not just football related, personal life related, family related, even pet related. It's okay. It's understandable. I understand where you guys are coming from. And look, I'm just grateful that you took the invitation to come on this show tonight and to tell us how you were able to go out and get that Open Cup spot to be in the tournament proper for the first round of the Open Cup. I'm excited. It's a lot of fun. And like I said, I am just happy and I am very, very excited that this has happened. And like I said, I'm rooting for everyone. I'm rooting for everyone. And let's see what happens. So we are now waiting for my next guest. This is Mr. Sam Nicholson from Laguna United. And just waiting for him to click on to the link so he can come on and talk to us and see what is on his mind. We'd love to talk to him. And, Laguna United going through, I have to tell you, I have to do a double take when it came to the third round schedule because, I wasn't aware that for this Open Cup qualification tournament that there was a third round bye, or at least I shouldn't say a third round bye, second round bye, and And it's going to be interesting to just excuse me for 1 second. I hate to move the camera, but I got to get to something here. Yep, there it is. Sorry about that. You got a camera webcam right in front of the area that I needed to get to, trying to. And let's see if I can go ahead and see if I could happen. All right. Let's see if we can get Sam on here because I would love to have Sam on. And don't worry, he's with me right now through texting. So I'm just resending him the link because I really would love to have Sam Nicholson on with us right now. So hang on 1 second. And bang, and now bang, and let's see if that makes it. So sent, and hopefully he got it. Yep. And we'll see what happens. Hopefully he gets it now. And I'll just let him know to check your other email inbox. Spam. Now let me go see if he is on here. Yes, he is. From Laguna United, Sam Nicholson. Sam, great to have you on. Welcome to the show, and congratulations making it to the U.S. Open Cup. How are you, sir?
Thank you, Daniel. Yeah, good, very good. Thank you very much. Thanks for having us.
Oh, it's no problem at all. So tell us about Laguna United. How long has the club been around, and what's it like to, make it to this level after going through all these qualification matches?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so we're really a youth club. Founded in 2012. Two clubs came together in our area to form Laguna United. The UPSL team, this senior group that we have now, has kind of been an added layer that we've added to the continual growth of our program since 2012. So it's been a steady progress from just the youth game to now this, playing in the UPSL and playing in the Open Cup. This is our third run at it. First year we didn't qualify, second year we did, and this third year we've gone ahead and done so again. So yeah, no, I mean, it means a lot to us. I mean, to be part of a historic competition, to have your name and your club in the hat of all these other clubs as well, on the professional level, it's huge, it's massive. So for us, who's a local community club, it goes a long way. It's something we're excited about. It's something that all of even our youth players and families get behind. Our last trip up to LA last year when we played LA Galaxy was huge. We had hundreds of our own players and fans out. So that was a great experience, even though the result was a tough one to stomach. But so we're looking forward to it. I mean, we know the challenge that we have in front of us. But for a club like us, it has to be enjoyed, and it has to be one that we sort of relish the opportunity for.
No, absolutely. How long has the club been around in Laguna, California? And how much of a abundance of riches of football talent is available to you? And obviously not just in Los Angeles and San Diego, but from the Laguna. If I'm mispronouncing it, you can help me. Niguel, is it? Laguna
Niguel.
Niguel, thank you very much.
Yeah.
That area, how amazing is it over there?
Yeah, I mean, we've been together since 2012. I mean, there's talent everywhere in California, but in Southern California, Orange County is a huge amount of talent at the youth level. We're in a situation where we've had a lot of our youth players graduate out, who've gone on to different levels of play, who come back and play for us, whether they're between college seasons, even contracts, or whatnot. We've attracted some players outside of just our market, if you like, as well, who have come in and played with the UPSL team with this group. Some senior guys who just finished playing their careers, played in the USL Championship, players like that. And then, really is to sort of highlight our youth players, our top youth players, our under-17s, our under-19s, 2007 birth years, 2009 birth years. 6 or 7 of those players have been throughout this team and through qualification, being huge parts of qualification in the Open Cup, and who will feature in March. I mean, we're fortunate. We're fortunate with the talent that we have. We like to believe, and we do develop this talent from a young age. There's some players here on the EPSL group who've been with us since sort of mini kickers age. We have a mini kicker program at 4 years old, 5 years old, and so we've got a few players that have been with the organization for that long. So that's huge. And then sprinkling those guys in with senior players who have been through our program, or senior players who have played beyond this level, who we bring back for experience and to sort of elevate those younger guys. So yeah, it's kind of a mix of everything. I'd say it's certainly a mix of talent that we have in our area, a mix of just the location we're at. It's obviously a fantastic location. So it's not always hard to attract people to come to our area, for sure. But we are a small little pocket of South Orange County, where there are bigger markets and hungrier sharks, if you like, around us, 20, 30 miles north and south. But so, yeah, we like to think we have our sort of piece of the pie, if you like, and try and make the most of what we have here.
No, absolutely. So let's go ahead and review your road to the qualification for the U.S. Open Cup. I have to. This is really strange because I didn't expect to see you get a second round bye and just go through 2 straight rounds of nothing, and you go straight to the third round. Were you shocked that you got two byes in the qualification process?
Yeah, it certainly was. The previous year, we were the ringer in terms of who we had to play. And the previous year, going through the 4 rounds and trying to tag that into league play and balance schedules and manage sort of even the rosters and the personnel and make sure we were fit and healthy was a real challenge the previous year. So yeah, to sort of get this run, I mean, albeit Irvine FC or even though the scoreline says different, may say different, they're a tough challenge. There was a situation there where we could have been a goal or 2 down in the first 20 minutes, and we turned it around. And then we know San Diego International are a tough outfit to face, and they just won their playoffs in the EPSL. So on their side in San Diego, so we know they're a tough outfit. So yeah, getting the 2 rounds was quite nice, if you like. But and then the next 2 rounds after that, getting home draws or playing away in Irvine, which is just down the road, but then playing home against San Diego was certainly helpful. So yeah, I mean, it was definitely our position were challenges, and they put that in front of us. But yeah, we certainly felt a little bit fortunate going into it with those first 2 round byes.
Great, fantastic. And as you said, San Diego, I have to tell you, I've always heard a lot about good players in San Diego, rich history of the game in San Diego, no matter what level the sport is in, whether it's the amateurs, the college, when they've had professional clubs. Now San Diego FC is there now, so from MLS. The Flash, of course, we remember that club for such a long time ago. San Diego has that vibe when it comes to football and soccer, and just a lot of solid players that you got to face off against. As you were saying, San Diego International, I mean, they were a tough nut to crack, weren't they?
Yeah. And look at the youth land down there in San Diego and the amount of talent that comes out of it. You've got, obviously, like you mentioned, San Diego FC, but San Diego Loyal were down there as well. Albion, who are in Nisa for a little bit too. So there's been a lot of program, 1904, who are around a little bit in Nisa as well. So there's obviously a huge market down there of players, and not to mention all the colleges too, USD, UCSD, San Diego State, or Division I programs. So there's a player pool down there for sure. And anyone that's been in and around the game in California will tell you it's a tough place to go and play regardless of who you're playing, or even if they're coming up to you. So yeah, I mean, we enjoyed that tie. They're a good group. The coach there at San Diego International is a nice guy, runs a good program. So fortunately, we're on the end of a positive result there, and obviously now looking forward into that first round now.
Yep, absolutely, and it's fantastic to see that happen. And it's really great to see this club doing well. I have to say, who are you looking for when you are ready for the first round draw? Now, obviously, we won't know until sometime next year. We're almost in the new year very soon anyway. January, I think, or either January, February will be a draw. Who are you hoping for to play against in that opening round? Something of a spicy matchup, where you're just hoping to get someone and you don't care who it is?
Yeah, I think the format was laid out last year was exceptional for amateur clubs, giving us that opportunity. This year, I know it's been a little bit different. They're taking a round away because of the calendar year with the World Cup and whatnot, so they have to go down a round. So some of the MLS Next Pro teams are not in there because they're joined in with their first teams, right? I'm sure you've seen that. So they've given us some kind of indication as to who they're gonna tie you up against. I think there were 4 or 5 amateur teams across California that are in the draw. I think there are 3 California professional teams that are in the draw in this first round before the MLS clubs come in. So the obvious one there is OCSC, who are kind of a stone's throw away. They're down the road. They have one of our players actually who just signed there with them. So that would be, I think, the dream for us for sure. Could you play at OCSC? Many of our families in the club have season tickets with them, right? And I was there for the last home game of the season to go and watch my player that played for me, that grew up playing for us at Laguna, that's now there with the first team. So that would be certainly we have a good relationship with them. We play them in the past with their reserve team, and they've mixed in their first team players. But I think that would be a dream for sure. Just down the road would be something that's accessible for our families and our fans to get to. But it's the Open Cup. Just being in the name of the hat is a huge reward for us. So we'll enjoy whoever we have to play, and we'll certainly try and make it a game for them and make it a quality match, a 90-minute match for our opposition and for ourselves. So answer that one. We'd love OCSC, but we'll take on whoever is thrown at us.
Who should we be watching out for on Laguna United when you get to that first round match?
Yeah, definitely a couple of our youth players who are something quite special. A combination of them and a couple of guys who 1920, 2005, 2006 birth years. So Mikey Barrazza is obviously one who I would certainly highlight as the exciting player, very dynamic forward player that can play anywhere in the front three. Just an exciting player. Everyone in our club knows who Mikey is. And then even one of our younger guys who's kind of is a sixth central midfielder, very much a rock of what we do, centrally in the middle of the park, with Karcz to be under Lilo. He's only a 2010 birth year, so he's an under 16, believe it or not. But he has already showed so much maturity and quality in the first early rounds. So that's the luxury that we have, and what's really exciting about our squad. That combination of a really young player who can be a real important figure amongst the group, and then the sort of the flair and the quality and the additional element, surprise element, perhaps like Mikey, and then you've got the likes of Ben and Dennis, who are senior guys, who certainly have the experience, but they're all the guys, so we don't need to highlight them anymore. It's about the younger guys who we're trying to elevate, if you like. So yeah, certainly Carla and Mikey are two that I would throw out there who certainly have something a little bit different.
Absolutely. Can't wait to see what's going to happen. Sam, as always, I appreciate your time. Thank you for coming on tonight. Thanks. Finally, we got the link there for you, ready to go. Good luck with the first round of the Open Cup. Good luck with the rest of the time with the UPSL, and hopefully, you'll be able to get to that big win and you get to that second round. But for now, I appreciate your time and thank you for joining me.
Thank you very much, Daniel. Yeah, have a great night.
All right, thank you too. Sam Nicholson, Laguna United, joining us tonight as they advance out of the qualification rounds into the U.S. Open Cup. My final guest tonight, unfortunately, could not join me live. He had to go to training, but we were able to record with him for this one. This is from San Ramon FC, Bejan Essamali, as he joined me to record his interview. And here it is right now. Welcome back to the American Soccer Show. This is your host, Daniel Feuerstein. I am joined by the head coach of San Ramon FC, Mr. Bejan Essamali. Bejan, welcome back to the show. It's been a while since your days at Costa Contra, but I got to tell you, it's a wonderful thing to see you at San Ramon FC. You've qualified for the 2026 U.S. Open Cup.
Super excited to be back. And I wish I could say I qualified, but it was really a bunch of guys running around on a soccer field.
It really was. But, I mean, you led them towards this in your own way. You gave them the tactics. You told them where to go. You told them how to do it. And boy, did they ever. What a big run this was to go all the way through the gauntlet of basically 3 of the 4 rounds. And we'll get to that in a minute. But still, though, this has to be a great accomplishment for you and the club.
I mean, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. These guys are great guys, really great players, but even better people. And a lot of them are local. The club itself's been around probably 50 years. They haven't qualified before. So for the club and for ourselves, the community and the team, it's a hell of a lot of fun right now. I think we're all really embracing and enjoying this.
And that's fantastic to hear. So I'm assuming there was a big party somewhere after that 4th round victory, wasn't there?
I won't say that there was champagne on the pitch after the last match. I would not say that, but there could be that situation.
I'll take it.
I think it was apple
Champagne.
juice, actually. It was apple juice. It was apple juice. That's
Oh, darn.
yeah, apple juice. Fermented.
Fermented. There we go. There we go. Sparkling apple cider. That's fine.
Exactly right.
Sparkling apple cider. But we know what goes on in the coach's room. Shh. No, I'm just kidding.
No idea.
No, I know. We're having fun here.
Absolutely.
So for San Ramon FC, as you said, this is their first time ever qualifying for the Open Cup. What was that like from the owners to see this happen in front of their eyes, that finally they made it to the promised land of American soccer?
I think for the club itself, the community is relatively smaller, and it's been really focused, the club itself, on the youth development, on the kids, not so much on the adult side. So for us, we were kind of in the past probably not as serious or as focused. I think now things have changed. The personnel's changed. The support system for the club, for this particular team, is significantly better. So we're in a position now where I think they're proud and happy, and they're seeing something that they didn't know existed, which was a lot of attention and fun within the soccer community in San Ramon.
Yep, exactly. And, that's what this show is for, to give clubs like San Ramon the opportunity to be in the spotlight, to shine the spotlight on them, to say, hey, listen, you made it. This is the national championship of the game in this country. You've earned this right to be there. You deserve to have this national spotlight on you. And hopefully when we get the tournament starting in March of next year, and it's coming very soon, actually, YouTube,
Yep.
CBS Sports. I mean, hey, you can't get any higher than that. I mean, I know my show's up there. I didn't want to brag or anything, but it's up there. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Well, I think
Mhm.
it's an exciting time because you've got a lot of incredible players. Like I said, a lot of them are local, and some of them played in college already. Some of them are currently playing in college. Some of them had played a little bit of professional soccer. I think the way we play, the philosophy, the style, the accountability, the commitment, and everybody's focus on trying to enjoy the journey collectively has made this really joyful. So the goal wasn't just to qualify. The goal is to really showcase these kids in the community so that the community can embrace them like I've embraced them, in terms of enjoyed really watching them play and having success. We're hoping it's not done. Like, our goal is definitely not to qualify. Our goal is to make a dent and to go into these next couple rounds and have success.
Exactly. And that's my hope for you as well, that you get the success. You have a couple of cup sets under your belt, and you can make some noise here in this competition on the west side of the country. Let's go ahead and review your trip and trek into qualifying for the Open Cup. Now, obviously you had that first round bye, so you had a bit of a breather in September. October was your first match in round 2 against Dublin Celtic, and it was a destruction of 6-2. What was Dublin Celtic like, and how were you able to take advantage of them?
Okay, it was 6-0. Sorry to tell you that.
6-0. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Thank you.
To Dublin Celtic, no disrespect. They group you geographically. They don't group you technically by the level. So sometimes there's discrepancies in the competitive balance a little bit. So I would say that there's the community's small, and they're geographically probably less than 10 miles away from us. So we all have common friends that play on both clubs, and so it's hard when you know that it's not going to be as competitive potentially. So that match was a good opportunity for us to just kind of experience the first round and to get an idea of what to anticipate moving forward.
No, very true. Your next match was on the road down to San Francisco proper against Inter San Francisco. They are one of the top amateur sides below NPSL and below you guys, but still, though, very tough opponent. You went down there and you got a massive 4-0 victory against Inter San Francisco. What was that like doing it in their house?
I have a tremendous amount of respect for Inter. Inter qualified last year. I think they've qualified 3 out of the last 4 years. They have a great squad, great coach, owner. They have incredible players. Tommy Thompson from the Earthquakes plays on that team. Matt Fondy plays on that team. He was the USL Championship MVP not that long ago. He's an incredible athlete and player. They have players that are from Santa Clara, from Stanford, from different big D1 schools that have had a lot of success. So when you play them, it's going to be super competitive and very, very difficult. They're very well organized. And also we know a lot of those players as well personally. So a lot of great people, a lot of great humans on that team as well. So it's hard, you're competing and you want to be successful, but at the same time, there's a lot of respect there too.
No, absolutely. And it's just great to see you going down there, shall we say, in the lion's den to find a way to not just find a way to get a victory or a result, but to get them and handedly defeat them was just unbelievable. And then you returned home and you took on the Olympic Club, who had an amazing run themselves, and you edged them 2-1 to qualify for the Open Cup. Like we already talked about, that was probably, the biggest celebration the club has ever seen, to be a part of something like this. They finally get to the promised land, to the proper tournament. What was that like once again? And, your players and ownership and the fans and the people of San Ramon that saw this in front of their own eyes.
Yeah, again, it was a lot of fun. It brought the community out, and they got to experience it firsthand, especially the kids that play at various clubs, San Ramon as well as other clubs, coming out and seeing it firsthand, close to the field, to the pitch, and really getting to hopefully embrace something that maybe inspires them to want to continue to play and continue their pathway in soccer as well. Olympic Club is an excellent team. Excellent team. A lot of those guys as well I've known. Some of them I've coached. A lot of them have played Division I, again, at the bigger clubs. And it's a historic club. They've been around maybe longer than any club that's playing an Open Cup. They have an incredible, not just team with great individuals, but again, great team with people that are wonderful people that you can go and spend time with off the pitch and have, again, a lot of respect for.
No, absolutely. And you know what? I'm just very happy that they're getting their opportunities for the Open Cup. As we already know, the first round will be in March between the 17th and the 19th. So hopefully sometime next year, and very soon, the new year is coming, you will find out who you'll be playing against, whether you'll be at home or on the road. But still, though, this has been tremendous. It's been exciting. And I just think that you have a massive opportunity. You have a massive opportunity here to go out there and have a cup set run. Just go out there, be free. Exactly.
Daniel, we're going to. We have, as you know, we have nothing to lose. We're playing a pro team the first round. We're playing in scrimmages. We're playing, the Oakland Roots. We're playing Monterey Bay, which are 2 USL Championship teams. Earthquakes 2. We're gonna scrimmage them as well. We're trying to put ourselves in a position to be challenged and to be pushed to prepare us for whoever it is that we play next. And again, we have nothing to lose. And at the end of the day, we have a lot of talented players. It's all about really having fun and enjoying the journey. You don't get this often. And, if you don't have success, you have to wait a full year to start the process over again. So we're trying to make a run in this and continue this a little deeper and do it under the radar as well if possible.
Exactly. Since joining the league for clubs, how has that environment been for San Ramon FC?
I think it's been excellent. I think the staff there has been wonderful in terms of support. The league itself has been fantastic. The clubs that transitioned into that league that we've played, some of them we had played previously, are the top level teams. I think it's one of the better leagues that prepares you for like an Open Cup, that challenges you and provides good competition.
Exactly. Absolutely. And, I have to say, I'm absolutely friends with obviously Sonny D'Alessandro over at Tulsa Athletic, a couple of the other owners over there that made the move to form this new league. Just happy to see that, there is another place to play for these clubs that are just above the amateur level, but just below the professional level. And it's just wonderful to see that happen for you and everyone else.
It is. There's there's so many different disconnected or fragmented clubs in some capacity. Now you've got so many that having a place that kind of, like you said, provides an opportunity for the players that potentially still want to use it as a platform to play professionally in the near future, but haven't maybe made that connection yet. We're hoping that with us at San Ramon, we can use our platform as that kind of bridge or conduit to provide some way for them to be seen or to get proper training and preparation for maybe playing professionally either in Europe or maybe playing USL Championship or MLS, et cetera. So it is needed. And I think at the end of the day, not everybody needs that or wants that, but for us, it's ideal.
It really is. And it's just exciting to see. So are you ready to go? Are you ready for either it's going to be on YouTube, CBS Sports? Is everyone excited and waiting? I mean, like I said, it's going to be in a couple of months here, very soon, when the new year ball drops, and we're all going to go out there and see what you're going to be made of. Is everyone in San Ramon ready?
Well, I think mid-January we're going to find out most likely who we play. We're also had applied to be a host, so we're hopeful to be a host at one of the colleges, which would be fantastic again for the community. So we're not sure, obviously, if we're going to go on the road, out of state or local, but whatever scenario, we're absolutely looking forward to it. And again, like I said, our goal wasn't just to win to have the opportunity to go to be in the Open Cup proper, but to go further in the Open Cup. That's the goal. If we're the furthest amateur in terms of participation and we win this award, there's a financial benefit. And if we get that benefit, we've already committed some of that money to the food kitchen in San Ramon to help out. So we're not just playing for ourselves in the community, we're also playing for hopefully people that we can help in some capacity as well, which would be fantastic.
That'd be wonderful to hear as well. Jean, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. And look, good luck in the first round proper. Can't wait to see who you get drawn with. Hopefully you'll host it. And I will talk to you again soon. You take care.
Thank you so much. I hope you have us back after we win the next round.
Absolutely. That's what I'm hoping for too.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Daniel.
Bejan Esmali from San Ramon FC. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this will do it for tonight's show. Join me tomorrow night. We're going to have a special beginning with the brand new chairman of the National Premier Soccer League. And then afterwards, we will finish up the Open Cup Amateur Qualifying Review Show. We'll have a couple of guests, and we'll review some of these other teams that have qualified for the U.S. Open Cup. But I want to thank my guests tonight. Let me get the list. It's a bit of a long list, but that's all right. Boris Linares, New York Renegades. Darius Wesolowski and head coach Karcz of SC Vistula Garfield. Dan Brower and his player from Steel City FC. We have Alan Berdarek from both St. Louis. Andy De La Rosa from Azteca FC, Sam Nicholson from Laguna United, and once again, Bejan Esmali from San Ramon FC. My name is Daniel Feuerstein. Thank you very much for watching me tonight. And as always, please, 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 please enjoy your football. Thank you. Take care. So long. Have a good night. And bye-bye for now. Have a good night, everybody.